Before I started working on the Build to Last programme, I worked in group strategy for 3 years. Before that, I was on the Balfour Beatty graduate scheme, initially with Plant and Fleet, and then later with Balfour Beatty Workplace. The best thing that I gained from working on the Build to Last programme was by far and away the network that I developed. At the start of the programme, I felt like I knew a few people across group, but I really didn't. By the end of the programme now, I feel like I've got a kind of contact in almost every single SBU, as well as in the enabling functions, and that's both at a leadership level and also more at my level. During the course of the programme, I got to see lots of different parts of the group, and also found that I was very interested in the winning business part of the group. And thanks to being on the programme, it allowed me to identify that and then also identify my next career move. And as a result, I've moved into a business development role in power transmission and distribution, which is going really well.
Hi, I'm Chloe Tucknott. Before I joined Build to Last, I was in rail and I had several roles. One was in a change role, and then I went into operations. So when I joined Build to Last, I was head of operations for several of the rail plant contracts. So what impact has being on Build to Last had on me and on my career? Well, first of all, it's really accelerated my career path. I'm now head of business transformation in the London region of UKCS. I'm on the leadership team, which I've got to much quicker than I would have done had I not been on the programme. Secondly, it's helped me to support the leadership team to embed the life cycle, for example, and the other Build to Last work streams, which means I'm able to help the leadership team into the next year. I'd recommend Build to Last to anyone who's interested in learning more about how business works and learning more about Balfour Beatty and how we are moving forward into the future.
Before the Build to Last programme, I was employed in the regional Scottish business based out of Edinburgh. I was employed as an HR coordinator. I was an interim role reporting to the interim senior HR business partner. That role was coming to an end due to the person I was coming from that leave coming back to the business. And I was very, very keen to stay in the business and pursue my career within the construction industry and Balfour Beatty. And therefore I pursued a role within the Build to Last programme. Looking at what I've learned in the Build to Last programme, I think very, very generally it really has made my career, if I'm honest. Working in a very small part of the business up in Scotland, it was very divided from the rest of what was happening in the UK. And for me, it was the ability to actually come down and see what happens in the rest of the UK business, as well as the wider international business. There's an opportunity to meet and network with parts of the business and departments of the business that I never knew existed, if I'm honest, which developed my knowledge of not just Balfour Beatty but the wider industry, an industry that I was really keen to pursue my HR career in. And also it was the feeling of actually using my knowledge of that industry and using my knowledge of the business and actually have an impact on it, as opposed to before where I didn't really feel as having that what I was doing was really, really impacting the wider business and what we're doing. Coming to this Build to Last team and operating at this level really gave me that satisfaction of what I was doing was actually doing some good to the business. And leading on from that, I think it was just the exposure that I got to senior people within the business, not just to Leo Quinns, but the ops directors, levels at that which I never had exposure of before, right across all business units. So I came from the construction business, but getting exposure to the services business units, the US, things happening in Europe, etc. Absolutely fantastic. Gave me a real insight into exactly what we do in Balfour Beatty.
So I was part of the engineering team for major projects, looking locally around London and a little bit in the southwest. And then Tony Gates came and asked me one day if I'd like to get involved in something a bit different. So I said yes. So in the Build to Last programme, I was asked to look at a lot of different things I'd never looked at before. And at first that felt like a real scary challenge, but actually you realise that once you got into it, the main things that I found were, it's all about the people. If you can get to know the people, then you can get to know the problems and you can solve them. But it's not just about getting to know them, you need to understand their perception and what that means, because perception turns out to be reality. So what's changed for me? Well, I guess now when there's a problem, people tend to come to me because I know who to go to, because I know most people now around the business as a whole, which is great. I know the people who can make a difference. And the other side is now, rather than sort of following as I was in my old role, I now tend to be sort of the leader of things. So, for example, I'm now leading the Build to Last Engineering Technical Leadership Group. So I'm leading the other engineering directors in terms of the future is what we're doing, which is a great opportunity, which I could never have imagined doing before, which is great.